Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you. Sorry, I was swallowing for a second because my throat got a little congested for a second. I'm returning to you for a album review. This is actually a new album review for Senses Fail's new album for Hell Is In Your Head that I did say I was going to review today. I just decided to check it out before I decided to check out Lizzo and Biba Doobie's new albums. So, yeah, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this 11 track album for Hell Is In Your Head by Senses Fail and let you know my thoughts on it. So, let's dive into this new album review that consists of 11 songs. So, yeah, this consists of 11 tracks on this album. It starts with The Burial of the Dead, and that was a solid track to open up the album. Buddy Nielsen's vocals, I believe, is the lead singer's name, if I remember correctly, because I had to look it up on Wikipedia to do my research on the singer and all that. So, yeah, he's been the only founding member that's still been in the band for at least 20 years. So, yeah, about 20 years. But still, The Burial of the Dead is a solid track. I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5. It starts the song a little melodic and basically punk rock vibes and all that I'm feeling for this track. And I don't know, this is unusual. I was expecting something a little heavier and more screamo stuff from Senses Fail and some pretty heavy, fast stuff. But I was not getting it with this song. And through most of this album, I wasn't getting much of it either. I got some of it, but not a lot of it. Um, but 4.5 out of 5 for The Burial of the Dead. It's a solid track. Next is End of the World, A Game of Chess. It has two featured artists in it. I can't remember featured artists' names, but you'll have to remind me in the comment section below. But this was a pretty strong track. Even the screamer guy sounded pretty good. I really enjoyed this song. Even Buddy Nielsen sounds pretty good vocally in this track, in my personal opinion. So, 5 out of 5 for End of the World, A Game of Chess. It was one of the singles, but I never really listened to this song when it came out. But I wanted to wait till album release to see what I was going to think of all the songs without even listening to any of the singles. So, I was. This was a good listen for sure. So, End of the World, A Game of Chess is getting a 5 out of 5. Great song. I really like it. So, yeah. The Fire Sermon is the next song, and that's a solid one. Um, Buddy Nielsen's vocals can sound good at times, and other times it's hit or miss, depending on what he's singing about in the track. So, there's some weird lyrics in most of this album, but yeah, I think with what they're going for, it's a pretty good album, or at least a good album, I should say. But 4.5 out of 5 for The Fire Sermon. I think it's a solid track in my opinion. I Am Error was a decent song. I wasn't sure if I was feeling for it lyrically and vocally from Buddy Nielsen on this one, but it's decent. It has decent production and mixing in it, and the drum work and guitar work is pretty strong, so that's the plus for the song. Those are the positives about the song. The negatives is just weird vocal pitches from Buddy Nielsen on this one, but I think it works, I guess, so 4 out of 5. With some of it, it works, and sometimes it's hit or miss. That's what I've been meaning to say, so yeah. Track number 5 is Death by Water, and it's a pretty strong track. Give me a moment, guys. Gotta pause the video. Hey guys, sorry about that. Had to pause the video because my mom was calling me for a brief moment. But yeah, Death by Water is a really strong track, so I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I like that Spencer Charnas came in the bridge part of the song, and it was pretty cool. So, pretty strong track. Next is What the Thunder Said, and this was a solid one. Uh, it wasn't bad with how it was sounding, but lyrically, I think there were some weird lyrics, but that was probably the only thing I sort of cringed at. But other than that, the song is solid, so 4.5 out of 5. Miles to Go is the next song, and that's another solid track. Don't know what I'm feeling when I listen to this song, but it has some odd lyrics, and yeah, the vocals from Buddy Nielsen is pretty good, so 4.5 out of 5. Lush Rimbaugh, also, if you put the L and the R in on different words, you get Rush Limbaugh. But yeah, they twisted it around so they wouldn't get in trouble. But it's about Rush Limbaugh, this song, and conservatives and all that. So that's what they're making the song out to be. It's a political song, but it's a pretty good one. I like it for what it's going for, so 5 out of 5. Hell is in Your Head is the title track, and this was a solid one in my opinion. Don't know if I'm feeling for the lyricism in some of it, but it's solid for what it is, so 4.5 out of 5. I'm Sorry I'm Leaving is a pretty good song. I really like Buddy Nielsen's vocals in this track, and the chorus is where he shines. The verses are pretty strong too, and yeah, this was one of the singles, so 5 out of 5. Grow Away From Me was a pretty nice song about, I guess, his daughter or something like that. He's mentioning in the song, and how he feels that she's growing away from him or whatever. So that's what the song is, I guess, telling the listener, I guess. I'm not sure, but it's a pretty solid track. There's some weird lyricism in some of the track, but yeah, mostly through the verses, I think. But other than that, this track did very well, or pretty solid, so 4.5 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution, I think Senses Fail, Hell Is In Your Head album was a good listen. Highly recommend you check it out when it comes out at midnight tonight. Sorry, I had something behind my ear or whatever. It was itching me or whatever, but yeah, overall, I think Senses Fail, production, mixing, and execution, and overall, I think Hell Is In Your Head by Senses Fail was a good listen. Like I said, recommend checking it out when you hear it at midnight. And for a score for me, I'm giving Senses Fail, Hell Is In Your Head album an 8 out of 10. This was a good listen. I really thought this album was good for what it was, and I definitely see myself returning to this album quite a bit more. So comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Senses Fail album, Hell Is In Your Head, their new album if you've heard it. I had to download it and listen to it afterwards, and I didn't hate what I listened to, so it was a good listen. But if you did enjoy this album review that I did for you guys, sorry that I had to pause the video at a certain moment in the video or whatever. I just had something to do real quick and with something. But yeah, comment below and let me know what you guys thought of this album review for Senses Fail Is In Your Head. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will have a Lizzo special album review coming out in a little bit. I gotta do something first and then I'm gonna listen to the album. Probably in like 10-15 minutes I'll listen to the album. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this album review for Senses Fail, Hell Is In Your Head. And I'll have Beabadoobie Beatopia coming out sometime tonight, so stay tuned for that. Hope you enjoyed this album review. I did the best I could to make it as good as possible. Stay safe, take care, And as always, I will see you in my next review.